Welcome to another week of Die Hard. A lot of new subscribers. What's up, everyone? Thank you for being here. I am so happy we're doing this. Loving doing the podcast. Had a great week. I got to be in Los Angeles, which is great. Whenever I get to be in my bed, be home. I am a big October boy. It's my favorite thing. All the best things in my life happen in October. All the worst things that ever happened in my life happen. October is always a very eventful month. I'm always out and about and doing things. This is only my second October ever being sober, so I haven't gotten into as much trouble as I have in past Octobers. But I'm very happy about it. October brings basketball season, right? Basketball season starts kicking up. It's preseason in a few nights, like it starts. So I get to watch my Lake show. Football, it's already like week 4, so like no teams out, no teams in. Everyone's still optimistic about their team and their fantasy teams and all that. And Major League Baseball, which I care about all year round, it's very easy to convince my friends who aren't baseball fans to watch baseball with me. That's a very exciting thing for me, that my friends are like, let's go to the bar and watch the baseball game. And I'm like, yeah, where have you been all year? I'm excited about this. So October baseball, there is nothing better. And my Mariners are in this year, which is very, very exciting. So in that way, I'm even more excited. But then also Halloween. What a great single man holiday. If you know, like sometimes you can feel kind of lonely on Christmas, or you can feel kind of lonely on Thanksgiving, but Halloween, the best holiday. I think it's great because it kind of happens all year round, or sorry, all month. Halloween's an all-month holiday. You could carve pumpkins on October 3rd, or you could do it on October 31st. It's a Halloween festivity. You got hay rides. You got haunted houses. Those are all going the month of October. Then as you get closer to Halloween, people have Halloween parties, or they have Halloween comedy shows, or whatever. I love costumes. I love candy. I love these kind of haunted house festivity things. So October is single-handedly the best month for me out of the entire year. There's nothing better.
Somehow Halloween's become the most non-divisive thing in America
Yeah,
these days.
yeah.
And everyone's on the same team of Halloween for one night. We're all goblins.
Exactly. Yeah, well, it's funny because all the other holidays, for some reason, you hear people naysay. But the Satan one, everyone loves that one. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I was supposed to go to Hollywood Horror Nights tonight, but they screwed me over on the ticketing. As far as they're like, oh, well, we don't have those available anymore, but we'll give you a refund and give you these, like, the most standard level tickets for free. And I was like, I don't want those. I don't want to wait in line for one maze all night. I spent $500 a ticket because I want the $500 a ticket, but they, like, oversold it, and so now I'm just not going because I don't want to do the cheap thing. If you're ever going to Hollywood Horror Nights, and this goes for Orlando or Los Angeles, I am an expert. I am a sommelier when it comes to Hollywood Horror Nights. I go every year multiple times, and I've got it down. If you'd like this advice, here it is. Always get the best ticket, the most expensive ticket, right? You have to. The difference in experience is so much bigger as far as like, it's already expensive to go, right? I think the cheapest ticket is like $150 or something. That's very expensive. So some of you might be like, dude, Jeff, I don't have $500 to spend on a ticket. Then just don't go, because the cheapest ticket is $150, still very expensive, and you wait in line forever with your friends, just sitting there in line, and it's hot out and it's cramped and there's
The American cattle experience.
Oh,
what
dude,
I think
for
of it as.
sure.
Like you're just being pushed along by angry people.
And it sucks.
Like a TSA.
Yeah, you better like your company if you're going to stand in a line. And it's very hard on the feet. It's very hard on like walking around, so waiting, standing, whatever. So you basically get to go about 2 mazes and maybe like a ride or something. Whereas if you pay the $500, which I get is a lot, I understand that, you get to go on every maze, like 10 mazes, maybe 11 mazes, and all the rides. And because you're just cutting to the front of the line with your $500 ticket, you now have the time to go to each thing. You can easily go on like 8 rides, like the Mummy ride, the Simpsons ride, Jurassic ride, all those rides in between each maze. Because so like I'm saying, 150 is a lot, 500 is a lot, but that difference is wildly different experience. And the way I do it is we'll go get dinner or we'll go see a movie or something, so we're already like kind of scared. because scary movies usually what I pick in October. And then we go into the park, and it's just like this scary thing. And I could be irritable, and it's very weird to be scared. So what we do is we cleanse our palate after each maze. Do a scary maze, and you're all scared. Then go to The Simpsons, and you're like, oh, I'm good again. And then go to a maze. And then go to the Mummy ride, and I'm like, good again. And then I go to the saw. That's the best way to do it. I recommend everyone do it that way. We have mastered it, and it's fun. Yeah, what should I talk about first today? Let's talk about this. I'm going to do a new segment on here. It won't be titled. There'll be no jingle, but just something you guys can look forward to is me responding to a mean comment or a mean thing or a troll. I talked about this on stage last night. I think I figured out what the problem with the world is. It isn't politics. It isn't debate culture. It isn't algorithms. It isn't religion. I think the problem with the world is Reddit. Like it's the anonymity of Reddit or the anonymity of Xbox Live, where people can just resort to their worst self, where they can just troll and cause evil. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been on Reddit. Holy shit! Have you been on? They're so mean on there. There is an army of people who hate me on Reddit that I've never met. I don't know what I did wrong. And so you start to hate yourself, like, should I quit comedy? Should I die? Like, what the fuck, man? They hate me so much. And then you go to like a thing on there, there'll be like a picture of a baby on Reddit, and then someone's like, that baby's a faggot. And you're like, what? You're mad at a baby? I guess I'm okay. If they're even trolling babies or like whatever, it isn't even about Jeff. It's just these people are evil and anonymous and don't care. They're just drumming up bad, evil, trolly things. You don't have to take it that personal.
There's a sticky mob there, and if you brush and get a little gum on your shoe from them, it stuck to you.
It is wild. Yeah, so good example is what I'm about to show you. I posted a joke on Twitter, and one of these little Reddit trolls got all fired up and shared it, and then that started making other trolls comment about how hacky I am or stupid I am or bad at comedy. Listen, guys, if you think I'm a hack, then just don't worry about me. I'm just another, loser in the comedy system. If you're going after all these hacks, like there's a million of us, if that's what you think I am. So just, who cares? Why do you care? If you think I'm a hack or a loser, then just let me be a hack loser. Fuck off. Anyway, so I posted this joke. Wearing a mask in public is like wearing a helmet in public. Yeah, it's safer, but you look dumb as fuck, and everyone around you thinks you're retarded. Right? That's the joke I posted. And I posted this a few days ago, in 2025. And a lot of the hater comments were like, oh, this might have been funny 5 years ago. Oh, he's still doing mask jokes? What a hack. Well, here's the thing. That joke, I would argue, would have been more politically charged or hacky 5 years ago. I'm saying it now. I thought we could all agree on it now.
The thing is, so many people still are wearing masks.
Yes. So that's why I posted, because I was on the airplane and I saw her. I was like, you're still wearing a mask? I thought this joke would unite us, as far as like, even Democrats and Republicans now should be agreeing masks are dumb. I thought they were dumb then. But to do it now, you'd think that we would agree on that. That like now you're wearing it?
If I see you in a mask, I assume you're sick, actually, and you're doing it for the good of everyone else. That's what like goes through my head, maybe.
But if you're
then I'm also
sick,
grossed out and want you to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, if you're sick and wearing a mask around, you're selfish, right? Isn't that the whole definition 5 years ago? Like, stay home, be responsible. You can't. So like, I just thought it was more relevant to post that joke now, because if you're wearing a mask in 2025, it's almost like a political statement. You're trying to go like, look at how, that's like the new MAGA hat, like the way people try to irritate people by wearing their MAGA hat is the way people wearing a mask now are trying to be like, where I stand politically. Like, it's such a statement. And it's very, so I thought it was more relevant to post the joke now, but evidently not. Just a billion people going, fuck this guy, they're doing mask jokes. It's like, I guess, all right, I'll do whatever jokes I want to fucking do. So don't worry about me. Don't worry about what I'm up to, which, by the way, that's a sentence that really riled up a local comedian. There's some comedian named Rangu or Radu or Babu or whatever the fuck his name is. And he just started trolling me on Instagram, which he doesn't see it as trolling. He says, "Hey, Jeff, you're a public figure. I'm allowed to talk about anyone I want." I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay." But I thought we were boys, so I was just checking in to see, what the fuck. You're publicly posting mean things about me, even if they're formed as jokes. I'm gonna have feelings about it, and so I just said, "Hey, don't worry about what I'm up to," is what I wrote. And then he wrote all this stuff in the DMs, and I thought it was a pretty civil exchange. In the DMs, he kept saying I was a loser for even talking to him about it, like even messaging him. He said I was debased or something. I don't even know what that means. But like basically the idea is like I'm a loser for talking to him about it. Bud, you got to work on your confidence a little bit. Like you're a person, you're a human being, you're a comedian in our scene. I can talk, I'll talk to you. I don't see myself as up here and you're beneath me, but evidently that's how he sees it, because he's like, the fact that you even engaged with me over this shows that you're a loser or whatever. Anyways, I wanted to just play nice. I was like saying, hey man, like, the big discrepancy in the DMs that I'll share, I could even share the DMs, was that he's like, he hurt my feelings. He was like, everyone's talking shit behind your back. Everyone hates you. I'm the only comedian brave enough to say it to your face. Right. So now I'm starting to get paranoid. Like, oh, all the comedians are talking shit behind my back. And like, who does he mean? And like, what, am I hated behind my back? Is this my reality wrong? Is my perception wrong? And so, what I replied to that was, well, don't pat yourself on the back for saying it to my face. You posted on your Instagram. I had to find it. So I was just saying, like, you didn't really say, it's not like you were so brave you said it to my face. You posted it on Instagram and then expected me to not reply because I think I'm up here and you're down here. So I was just saying, like, you don't get credit for that. Well, he must have been waiting for me to come around so he could show how brave he was to say it to my face, because I went to the Comedy Store. He puffed up so hard on me and so loud and so manically. I will say that. It was literally manic. If he ever hears this, dude, get your shit together. Because security came out. 4 security guards came out to like bounce this guy because he was getting so riled up and in my face. All the comics around are like, because we're passive, so like everyone was kind of like whatever. And I was like, dude, you're making everyone uncomfortable. And he goes, who am I making uncomfortable? And then everyone raised their hand, like 10 people raised their hand, like, yeah, we're all uncomfortable because you're hurling insults at Jeff Dye. And he's like, I'm being funny. I'm a comedian. That's what we do. And it's like, yes, but now we're talking as 2 people. Why are he goes, you're going to crash into a pole. He was talking about like my DUI to my face. He said that I was dumb. He called me a Fox News hack and I'm a gut-filled guy, all to my face. Like he was ready to say it to my face. But just mean insults. And I was like, yeah, but why are you being so mean? What is this? What is going on? I don't feel like we're need to have a feud, or like, why is this happening? And then he goes, you don't get to be the fuck your feelings guy and then also get all sensitive about me posting a joke about you. Let me tell you something, Rangu. I have never been a fuck your feelings guy. Did he think that he was debating Ben Shapiro? You're talking to Jeff Dye. I have way too many feelings. That whole Mark Maron shit was all about my feelings. All these things that I have, like every week when I crash out on a podcast about why the trans comics don't like me, it's because I have feelings. I am the most feelings guy in this fucking business. I've never once claimed I don't have feelings. The fact that I responded to you on Instagram in your DMs to make sure we could still be boys and play nice, even though we've never hung out ever, is because I have feelings. And so it's very easy to not rile up, but it's very easy to hurt my feelings or whatever. And I was just trying to be like, can we play nice? So not sure what that was about. Not sure why you puffed up. At one point, he got in my face and goes, what, are you going to hit me? I was like, I'm not going to hit anyone. I don't hit people. I don't fight. We're not in 5th grade. I'm not going to fight you. But then he called me a pussy for not hitting him. So it's like, well, what am I? Am I the dumb jock that's gonna fight you and I'm a loser, or am I a pussy because I won't fight? The whole thing was unhinged and wildly unnecessary, and I don't think it helped him at all because the Comedy Store people were like, what the fuck's that guy's problem? Also, I'm a paid regular now. So this looked like a developmental guy yelling at a paid regular guy. And that's not my words. That's what was said to me, that, there's a hierarchy there, and he clearly broke it. The whole thing is so dumb. But the reason I'm bringing this up and airing this out publicly is because, Rabu, I love you. Relax. You don't have to be so crazy towards me. I'm not your enemy. I'm not the guy you guys all think I am. Just because on stage I've written jokes about my political beliefs and my conservative beliefs and my Christian beliefs doesn't mean I'm your enemy. I'm not your enemy. And one of the things he said, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is he goes, everyone loved you before you became a Fox News hack, before you became political. Well, let me ask you something. Why can't I be political? What seems to be the issue here? Everyone else is allowed to be political, but not me? Or am I allowed to be political if it's liberal? Because me going on Fox News is somehow a sin to this Babu guy. But here's the thing. Jim Norton goes on Gutfeld. He has a trans wife and is not a Republican or even conservative leaning. Do you get mad at Jim Norton for going on Gutfeld and Fox News? Jim Florentine goes on Gutfeld. Joe Mackey, Joe DeVito, Michael Loftus, all these comics go on Fox News and they go on Gutfeld. Do you have that same energy towards them? Dave Chappelle's made his opinions about the trans community pretty vocal. Do you have that energy towards him? Do you have this energy towards Ricky Gervais or Louis C.K.? Or are those people so famous that they get a pass and then they're whatever? And I'm not specifically talking to Radu on this. This is just in general. I'm just in general saying, because maybe Radu does go after those guys and I'm just not familiar with his work. But in general, like what seems to be the issue, right? Like evidently you're fine with people being political because there's a CNN show that is a comedy CNN show that's like a panel thing where Roy Wood Jr. is the host, and they have guests like Lori Kilmartin and Michael Ian Black. Those are political shows. It's on CNN. When Lori Kilmartin walks through the hall of the Comedy Store, is Rabu going, there she is, this political comedian, this CNN sellout? Why is it only a problem when I do it? I don't understand how that works. Like, why can't I can be political. Like, why does it make me immediately are the jokes not good enough? Is it because you think I'm a hack? Well, then who cares? Then just treat me like the comics that you don't respect. I don't know why you have to make a big fuss about it. It's very, very, it's very confusing. Anyways, that's that. I hope we can keep the peace or maybe make up. I would like that a lot. We have a lot of mutual friends, me and that guy. And even those mutual friends were puzzled by it. Danny Jollis, Chris Bowers, like everyone that we have friends in common, were like, why is he doing that? Or like, why? Like they even thought it was unlike his behavior to do it. They were all like, I'm confused why that happened. And I too am confused why that happened. So anyways, hopefully there'll be some update on that. I can give you guys a update on that when it happens. All right, let's talk about it, Mike. Fat people on planes.
Uh-oh.
Big fat people flying on airplanes. Listen, let's start with just body types, Do you think giants complain to businesses, hey, this door's too short? Do you think little people go around crying, hey, I had to hop up on this plane seat? Like, the world is built for the majority. I don't know how people don't understand this. When Delta Airlines makes a plane seat, they kind of pick the most average human, and they go, all right. Not every place you go in the world has factored every type of person. If they're in a rolling device, or if they're tiny, or if they're huge, or if they're, they're one of these million genders. Like, that's another thing about the transgender thing I don't understand, is like, it feels like to me, there being the arrogant child in class who yells out about like exceptions. to sound smart. You know, like a biology teacher would be like, humans have 10 fingers and 10 toes. And then that like one annoying kid who's like, not all. You know, some people have an extra toe, some people have an extra finger. And you're like, I know. Yeah, I know that there's exceptions, that there's outliers, yes. But I'm just teaching what the average person has 10 fingers and 10 toes. You don't start protesting glove companies because they don't sell a glove that has 6 fingers on the left hand or right. You don't start making a fuss about these exceptions. Now listen, I am sympathetic towards anybody who's lanky and just isn't fitting in. You know, like I'm 6'4", so like I'm often in discomfort on an airplane. You know, like I can sympathize with that, and I can also sympathize with the humiliation of being in some sort of scenario where people are annoyed with you just being there. You know, like that's very traumatic and very whatever. But you can't act like you're some victim of the world, and definitely don't record it and post it to the internet like you're going to get some sympathy or love. Check out this video. This is comedian Guy Burnham. Is that how you say his name?
Branham?
That's him. Yeah, Guy Branham. So he used to have his own show. He's got multiple books. He's wearing an ass. Oh, that's not an ascot. There's a eye cover. So this is Guy.
Not a lot of room here for me.
I know.
I paid for this seat too.
I paid for the seat as well.
Right. So, but wouldn't you think you'd want to at least share the armrest?
Yes, we're not sharing the armrest right now. Right now, you are using the armrest because you elbowed me to get
How
out.
am I? I'm not even on the armrest.
I'm not on the armrest either.
Actually, you are.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, my fat rolls are on the armrest. I'm so sorry, sir. Sir, how do you think I should solve this problem?
You're not going to believe this.
Yes.
No, I'm serious.
You think
You're
I
not-
should? You think
no.
I should exist differently?
You're not gonna believe-
Also, let's be fair. You are hardly spelt yourself.
I'm a member of Weight Watchers.
Okay.
I swear to you.
Okay.
I can show it on my phone.
Okay.
And that is how I lost weight.
Do you think I have ever tried to lose weight, sir?
I don't know.
You really think that I'm a fat person in this country?
All right, pause it. Now it's getting lost in this kind of strange, you should have lost weight before you got on the plane, and, you know, hey, I'm Weight Watchers, blah, 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 blah. Listen, none of that matters, and none of that is going to change anything, and it's a strange argument, and it went into a weird world here. 2 issues before we play maybe the rest, or we even start back from the top of this subject. Why does he immediately go to, oh, you don't think I should exist, or should I exist differently? What a victimy, stupid. We're just talking about matter of facts. Why does it always leap to that? Oh, you must want me dead. You know, that's what you'll say. You'll say, I love gay people. And they go, okay, do you think we should have, we should be, able to get married in the church? And then you go, yeah, I guess, let them have that. They voted, and then now they're getting married in churches. Oh, you think that we should be able to do this? You go, yeah, whatever. And it just keeps going. And then it gets to 2025. We're like, shouldn't the government have to remove our penis for gender-affirming care? Shouldn't tax dollars have to cover that? And you go, well, I disagree with that. And you go, you hate gay people. You hate trans people. Why do you want me dead? You're like, why did it go to that leap? I have to just blanketly agree with everything, or else I must want you dead. How does it get to that? And that's what this guy did. He immediately goes to like, oh, you think I should exist differently? No. What he's suggesting is if maybe you're aware that you're a big person, which you have been your whole life, I'm assuming, maybe you prepare before you get onto an airplane so you don't have these humiliating circumstances, right? Maybe buy 2 seats, or maybe maybe there's some sort of scenario where you pay like an extra thing to go to first class. Maybe we could have these conversations instead of you immediately filming this guy and posting it on the internet to try to like shame him. Also, fuck you for barely blurring his face. That is not a real blurring of the face. You could easily, that guy looks like William Shatner. Like I can already see his facial whatever. Second note, before we go to the top of this or talk about this, I know this guy. His name is Guy Branham or something like that. I've had multiple interactions with him. He is a very difficult person. He is the definition of a mean queen. He thinks because he's gay that he can just be very rude. He's always making fun of people's clothes. He's always making fun. He's got this. He worked, I think, with Joan Rivers forever.
And Chelsea Handler, too.
And Chelsea, yeah, that's kind of who blew him up. And he's very mean. He's not a pleasure to work with. We have had multiple. We had the same. I don't want to say it because then he might attack them or someone might come after them. But like I know like a lot of people that worked in the clothing department for him and worked in the camera things with this guy. He is a mean guy, a very, very mean person.
Yes, you guys didn't have the same trainer, huh?
Yeah, we had different trainers, yeah. But he's very, very mean. Like he's a very nasty, toxic guy, and that's why like he's, you know, I don't even know what he does now, but there's this kind of thing where like you're allowed to be a mean guy if you're gay, like you can just be mean to people. He's also very smelly, so I feel like he's a very smelly. Every time I'm around him, he has smelled terrible, and I'm wondering if like this guy was just going, man, there's this smelly large guy who's got his arm over my armrest, and I'm going to try to have a polite conversation about like sharing the space, and guy took it upon himself to just record and make it a victim thing where he's like, I am gay and I am fat and everything is against me, and how, you know, this guy doesn't want me to exist, or should I exist differently? And I'm just like, I don't understand why you know, why this is how it has to be like thought of. Can't we just try to find some resolutions for large guys when they fly? Mike, you're a large guy. When you fly, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, let me start off by saying, Guy, you can't wait and be sitting in the middle seat in the 30th row. Like, there's your first problem. Why are you in the 30th row in the middle seat? You didn't plan enough. You didn't get your flight early enough. You should have waited for a different flight. You should never be in the middle seat. Half your ass should be hanging into the aisle or pressed up against the wall like a courtesy son of a bitch.
Right.
Like that's how you have to play this. You got a little money. You're in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should be paying not first class, but get the comfort, get the premium,
Sure.
whatever, middle one, and then also play into the emergency row. Like, these are three easy things. Like, this guy's 1 inch taller than me.
Right.
And I've hovered around 300. We're probably in that same scale here. Like, what are we talking about? I've been there.
Also, if you're going to, like, so, like, if you're really aware of your identity, I'm guessing Guy Branum knows, he knows he's a big guy. He knows who he is, right? He's a very confident, gay, fat guy. Like, he knows all of his things. If he was to describe himself, or we were to describe it to someone else about him, we would know the things he is. He knows what he is. So why is he playing dumb when he knows he's going to get onto an airplane? Are you going to pretend that you're not a large guy? Why are you now acting like you were surprised by the middle seat? Or you're surprised that this guy in the blue shirt would have such an emotion towards you? It's like you have to plan for the things that you are. Like, if you're a wheelchair guy, you know, maybe get there early because I've got a wheelchair and, like, I need to, like, kind of do all the wheelchair things that the other people who aren't in wheelchairs won't have to deal with because they have the privilege of walking or being able to be mobile. You know what you are, so plan ahead, bud. I'm sorry that life is unfair to you, that you'd have to plan ahead, but you got to plan ahead, or you're going to have arguments with guys like this blue guy who's going to tell you about his Weight Watchers app and try to, you know, I don't even know why that guy launched into that. It's very, very strange. I think that we need to
he got hit with a question that didn't need an answer. It was completely sarcastic, and he's like, well, there's a camera in my face, and I got to try and answer a question now, and I got to be respectful, and, well, let me be nice. And this was an old man genuinely trying to be a human being in this moment, and, yeah. But really, you got to solve the issue at hand, which is, hey, can anyone trade seats? Like,
that's something.
That's, you know, maybe that's what blue shirt guy does. Hey, don't sit in the middle. I'll take the middle, but you fucking lean out into the aisle for the next 3 hours.
Right.
Also, like, that's a shitty trade to have to make when you planned and got the aisle seat. But yeah, maybe there's someone somewhere who will trade this poor fat man in the 30th row who didn't fucking plan with the
Right.
stinky pits and the bad attitude.
Well, and also here's another thing that this is how the world works. From my experience and from, just life in general. And I'm only speaking this as an American. I don't know how other cultures work, but as an American, anytime you do come up with a solution for a thing, all these people take advantage of it, and they take advantage of it arrogantly. So let's say Delta comes up with something where they have a plus-sized person seat, right? And the seat is, 1.5 seats. It's big enough where like a big, bigger bodied person could buy that seat. Everyone would go, what a great idea. This is great. You know what would happen? People would buy that seat who aren't big bodied. You'd have some 5'3" girl who would be like, oh, I love the big seat.
It's called first class.
Because the big seat, I can curl up. I'm so little that I can even lay down on the big person seat. And then big people are like, that's for big people, not for you. And they're like, well, there's no law. I paid for it. I paid for the seat. And then now the fat people are going to like film people who aren't fat people in their seats because they think it's their seat. And then they'll say, well, all the fat people's seats were sold out because of selfish motherfuckers like this. It's just how the world works. Any solution you come up with, there has been multiple solutions for the homeless situation. And I say situation because I'm trying to be polite. It's a homeless problem. And there's been many of people who have came up with solutions for this. And you know what happens? They go, oh my God, did you know that Senator so-and-so wants it to be against the law to be homeless? Can you believe that this selfish congressman hates homeless people? It's like anytime you come up with a solution for the thing, people just, right, like we act like welfare or any of these kind of things that help poor people. All these bleeding heart people will go, isn't it, oh my God, they need the help. Do you realize how many people are taking advantage of it? A lot of people. And what's your solution to fix the people that are taking advantage of welfare, getting food stamps when they're fully capable of working? What is your solution to little people taking the fat person's seat? What is your solution to homeless people just getting free food and getting to frighten your children and stab people on trains? What is your solution for this? Because anytime there's a solution, so many more things create themselves or you protest against it. That's the most mind-boggling thing to me is how quickly people judge any solution. It's almost like they just kind of want to bitch and protest. They don't really want answers. They don't really want solutions.
The amount of people who got angry when we started forgiving student loans.
Yeah.
Like just like, I paid my loans.
Right.
Great. Interest was nothing.
Yeah.
And your degree cost $30,000, not $300,000 for the same piece of paper.
I agree with what your sentiment is. That
And it's
anytime
still a hot
there's
topic.
solution,
There's-
yeah. Well,
yeah.
but I am on the side of like fuck you. You signed
Yeah.
a big contract. You don't get to go. But I didn't know about that. You got to go to college, and you that's kind of a lesson learned that when you fill out paperwork, you damn sure better know what it says. That's why you have no legal rights to not pay it because you've signed it all. You went through and signed it. It's pretty strict paperwork. But you're right. The second someone comes up with a solution, everyone just bitches about that solution. It's not going to hurt anybody to relieve those college debts. It wouldn't change my life at all. I think that's good. I think maybe we should be more helpful and more like charitable in those things. But I just I don't know if people are intentionally trying to not get along or just intentionally not trying to hear each other on these things, but it's very, very crazy. People get to make so many political opinions and no one says anything. Like I'm like very fascinated by it because I was watching WrestlePalooza, which is it's wrestling. Why is wrestling getting political? Like why would wrestling have politics in it? This guy, he comes out. His name's CM Punk, and he's wearing like trans rainbow shit on his trunks, and I was like, that's strange. And then his wife comes out, and she's got a rainbow font on her jacket, the LGBTQ2I plus bullshit, and then on the bottom of her shoes had like rainbows, and all the internet is just good for you, that's great, that's good for you, that's great, that's good for you, that's good for you, it's good for you, and it's like, well, that's a political statement. Why are they allowed to do that? I don't know if you guys remember, there was a playoff baseball game, I think last season, where the Dodgers had a fan behind home plate wearing a MAGA hat, and people went insane. That just a fan, just someone at Dodger Stadium would have the gall to wear a MAGA hat. That's not on the field. That's not a pitcher wearing a MAGA. It's just a fan. And people are losing their mind. They photoshopped her out of a bunch of like the press where it showed Freddie Freeman hitting that home run. A lot of people photoshopped, or not, a lot of press photoshopped that MAGA hat out of the picture. Maybe because it was too distracting, or maybe because they were just so angry about it. But it's like a fan in a stadium full of 60,000 people is disgusting for wearing a hat. But like in pro wrestling, CM Punk, who's basically the Freddie Freeman of wrestling, is allowed to have gay shit and make all these political statements. He went on a podcast and he was saying that like he doesn't like to talk about Mount Rushmore because that is stolen land from the natives and they carved white men into a rock when really like that's indigenous. You're like, do you have any idea what you're talking about, bro? You're from Chicago. You're the beneficiary of this country you seem to hate so much. You think it's stolen land? Then give it back, CM Punk. How about you move to where you're indigenous from? How's that sound, CM Punk? Why don't you go back to find your heritage, do a little 23andMe, and move back there? Because otherwise, you're the profiteer of the Indians that were slaughtered and taken over in battle, the same way they used to slaughter each other and take over land from each other. That's what the Europeans came and did, and that's just how land used to be taken. It was warred over. That's how things work. Why is there all these political things that everyone is like, good for you, good job, you're a good person, good job, Lori Kilmartin, with your political set. Jeff Dye comes up, kills harder with his political set, and everyone goes, he's political. Why is he political? It's insane.
Just depends what town you're in and what your politics line up with.
I guess.
I bet the same person I bet when Lori or whoever goes to Rogan's club, she feels the way you feel. The exact opposite.
Yeah, I hope she does. I mean, they'd never book her there anyways. You know, you got to sell tickets, Lori. Also, but I hope you're right. I hope that that's true.
Yeah, I mean, and then why are all of these people taking such political stances that don't even have a point in doing it like CM Punk? It's because there's money in it. It's not money in being quiet and keeping to yourself, but, if I can champion some shit, someone's going to give me a bag to be in front of the lines of their protest, or in front of their speaking group or whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I hope you're right. I hope that I'm just living in LA and that's what's making me buzz with all these things, is because I just feel so like there's such a negative energy towards me.
There's no extreme center.
Yeah, I wish there was. I'm trying. I'm doing my best to try. I want people to get along and whatever, but I also want the freedom to do jokes and say things. That is always the frustrating one too. Like Joe Rogan was brought up on CNN recently, and not only were they calling him racist, which he is not, but they were also saying that like all of his political beliefs were just because there's a market for it and his fans will respond to it. Listen, Joe Rogan could talk about anything he wants, and which he does, and his fans will choose to like him or not. He doesn't have to pander. He's so famous. He can have a guy on there calling frogs gay and shouting and doing whatever, and people will still like him because they like how reasonable Joe Rogan is. I think it's one of the weakest commie Marxist bullshit liberal moves I've ever seen, is to when anytime someone has you on the ropes argumentatively, or anytime someone has like a good argument or whatever they're going to say, is you go, oh, you're just pandering. You're just pandering to the right. We could say that about anyone. You could say that about anyone on the left. Well, you're just pandering to all the lefties. You're just pandering to all the gay people. You're just pandering to the, the global warming people. You're just pandering to the whatever. It's like we kind of have to give everyone on the left and the right the benefit of the doubt that whatever they're saying is because that's what they really believe. Because if that's what they really believe, you'll find a market for that no matter what. You can find an alt-right market. You can find an alt-left market. Neither one is more disingenuous or more honest. You know, you there's no way to prove that. So it's like there's not really a motive to go to either of those sides because you can make money on either side or both sides or neither. You don't. It's such a weak claim to go. They don't even mean that. They're just pandering. You think I'm pandering in L.A.? Like, I've risked more by going on Gutfeld. I've risked more by talking about Jesus Christ. Like, that's risked me more, at least here in Los Angeles. And I hope that when I go to, Florida, that I can meet some liberal comedian who's like, everyone hates me here. I don't see that to be true in the comedy clubs, but I hope you're right. One thing I will say is I brought this up on Dr. Drew this week, where it's like, you should really question your political beliefs when you find yourself siding on every side of that political belief. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
now you're just indoctrinated to a side.
Right. So if you find yourself to be like, we got to deal with climate. We got to, I'm very, very vocal about global warming. I'm very vocal about that. I'm very pro-abortion. I'm very, pro-choice, my body, it's your body, your choice, blah, blah, blah. If you find yourself, I have all these trans friends and I think trans rights and blah, blah, blah. I think, you just are so down the line with every liberal thing. I think you should really wake up and go, man, maybe I'm being manipulated a little bit here, because I don't have blanket opinions that fit the right. I am pro-choice. That's not a very Republican stance. I have a lot of gay friends. I am trying to make more trans friends, as far as I make jokes about them and I have opinions about them, but I also love them and they're humans, and I'm very, very nice towards them. So those aren't conservative Republican views. So you should have thoughts in all the different camps. Anytime you're just one side blankly, you should really ask yourself if you're being vulnerable to propaganda and these news sources and all these different things. One of the ones I find most fascinating is I will disavow. Is that the right word? Disavow? I don't know the word. I am happy when a white guy does something, I can go, fuck that guy. That was a bad thing. Right? I have no qualms doing that. When Donald Trump embarrasses me and says something stupid, and everyone goes, aha, Jeff, what do you think about that? You voted for him. I go, yeah, that sucks. That guy, I'm Donald Trump's not my God, so I'll go, yeah, that sucks. I don't think Donald Trump is perfect. I voted for him and I like him, but there's plenty of times where he's dropped the ball or screwed up or whatever. That doesn't mean, I don't just think everything he does is perfect. I'm willing to separate myself. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to go, oh, that's an interesting observation. Let me think about that. I'm considering all the ways that things go. I'm trying to think why I brought that up. Oh, so often the left will not do this. You know what I'm saying? And when I say the left, I mean CNN or any of these kind of things that you watch on TV. Like the way Donald Trump is being about immigration and with ICE and with these illegal immigrants, whether you're a criminal or not, just the illegal. No one is willing to go, well, Obama felt this exact same way towards immigrants. Hillary Clinton, you can find public speeches of these political figures on the left who had the exact same opinions. And then when you ask them about it, they go, I don't know why you're bringing that up. Who cares? I don't know how many people Obama deported. You're like, well, then why are you so passionate against the thing? I am very comfortable going ew to the KKK. I am very comfortable going ew to someone who is being, in my opinion, super racist. I don't like that. But I'm willing to separate myself from it. Why don't you see the same on the other side? There's a video. How about this? Play this video of Muhammad Ali, right? You think Muhammad Ali is this great guy. What a hero, right? Listen to this little speech.
In this audience today, any white man in this audience today, in their right mind, don't want little black boys and little black girls coming around your home, schools, and churches looking to marry your sons and daughters, and in return introducing your grandchildren as little half-brown, kinky-head Negro children. No intelligent black man in this audience, no intelligent black woman in this audience want little white boys and little white girls coming to marry their sons and daughters, and in return introducing your grandchildren as little half-white, green-eyed, blonde-haired Negroes. We are not seeking to lose our identity in blood mixing and our beautiful black African history. We don't hate you. We don't hate those of you who are white. We just want to stay black. We love my color. I just love myself.
That's terrible, right? Why aren't we against that? Why is it okay to be a black nationalist? Why can the Breakfast Club or Charlemagne the God, all these guys, they can agree with this kind of stuff, post this kind of stuff, be like, what? I don't think brothers should be dating white chicks or these snow bunnies or whatever they call it. They should be with a black woman. They should be with a why? Why are there black shows in Los Angeles? Why are the comedy clubs going, oh, it's urban night, or this is just black night? Why are we doing this? I don't understand why you can't disavow, or whatever the word I don't know is, to that. Why can't you go, hey, I was saying we should get along and we should love each other and we should do these things. I think white nationalism is fucking disgusting. But guess what? I also think black nationalism is fucking disgusting. You should be ashamed of that. That is a disgusting way to talk. And if anyone thought that, if anyone's going to go, well, this is old, and this is whatever, and it's like, well, you don't go, Muhammad Ali said some things I disagree with, right? When you talk about Muhammad Ali, you say he's the greatest. You don't separate yourself the way everyone seems to do with Charlie Kirk, where they go, well, I didn't agree with all the things he said, but that was terrible. Why aren't people going, oh, that's a Muhammad Ali shirt? I didn't agree with all the things he said, but what a great boxer and what a great humanitarian. Listen, there is two ways to think about civil rights during this era. There was the Martin Luther King way, and there was the Malcolm X way. And the Martin Luther King way was the path of Jesus Christ. It was love everyone. We are not marching for black rights. We are marching for human rights, for civil rights. Black people and white people and Hispanic people and Asian people and Indian people and on should be holding hands as brothers and sisters and going, we're human beings. And that's what we have in common. We should be loving each other. That's the Martin Luther King way. Peaceful protest. That way, when someone pours a bowl of sugar on your head or removes you from a place violently, you can say, it's pretty clear here who's on the right side of things, because that person did nothing wrong. It's very easy to see who's right here and who's wrong here in this little clip, which is the power of peaceful protest. Malcolm X was an angry man whose parents were murdered by white people, and he thought it was his right to be angry. It was his right to fight against the evil white man. He started a whole movement that was like, no, black people are better. We have melanin in our skins, and if you don't have melanin, you have no soul, and you are white people are disgusted. You're beneath us. And this is really caught on with BLM. This idea that every white person you see thinks they're better than you, which we don't, or at least I can speak for myself, I don't. Every white person is an oppressor, and you are the oppressed. And it's been way too long. History will show you that we earned some social reparations where we can say words that you can't, and we can do things you can't, and we can say things you can't, and we can do, there's some sort of strange leverage of power where it's not Black Lives Matter, it's Black Lives Better. That's what they think. And they literally are going, no, enough's enough, and we're fighting back. When the message shouldn't be fighting back. The message should be loving. The message should be, there's no fight here. It's embracing each other. That's what it's supposed to be. I am against white nationalism, and I am against black nationalism, Asian nationalism. Any sort of nationalism is wrong. It's as bad as racism or sexism or any of these other things. What are we doing? You can't post that and then people pat on the back. Oh, isn't that great? He wants to keep us black. What are you talking about? It makes no sense, and I don't understand why we're not talking about that or having more conversations, holding everyone accountable. The rules aren't just white people suck and everything else goes. That's not the rules. Also, it's very annoying. Can you bring up my calendar?
Yep. So if in 2 million years, let's say there's no more color because there's been enough interracial dating and breeding and everything, Is it something you would even care? There's no
Wouldn't
black.
bother me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already doing good. Everyone getting along is the answer. That's beautiful. Also, I'll tell you what I really care about. How about this? I don't mind interracial dating. Here's something I'm against: interracial food. That's a problem. We got to stop this food fusion. Oh, you want Japanese barbecue? Fuck off.
Drawing lines here. You're
Fuck
you're starting
off.
politics.
You want a sushi burrito? No, I don't. I'll have sushi or a burrito. Why are we? Get that shit. Not in my house. Not in this land. Not in my country. I want the people to combine and their food to stay separate. If you're a
Very
fucking
conservative of you. I'm going to keep
That's
it
it.
liberal over here. We've
tell
chosen
you.
our sides.
These fusions of food, fuck off.
Yeah, I'll take a pizza cookie.
Not me, dude. That's fucking rat
You
shit.
got a pizookie? You got a problem with a pizookie?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, you've persuaded me for sure. Yeah, and a sushi burrito is pretty good, but it's mostly just sushi.
Yeah, fuck a sushi burrito, but pizookie, I'll stand on it.
I love it. All right, come see me live. I will be in Canada, in Winnipeg and Thunder Bay, Ontario, October 10th and 11th in Winnipeg. October 12th is Thunder Bay, Ontario at the Paramount Theater. Then I'm going to New York, one night only. If you saw me last month in New York City at the Stand, I did my first hour. So if you went to that and you go, I just saw him, you can come again. I'm doing my whole second hour, totally different material for that show. Then I go to Boca Raton on the 16th at the Boca Blanca Box, October 17th to 19th. I'm in Naples, Florida. Then Punchline in Atlanta. I'm very excited about that. Then the Comedy Magic Club here in Southern California, SoCal, October 30th at the Comedy and Magic Club. And then November 6th through 8th, Comedy Works. This is on my calendar as Greenwood, California. It's Greenwood Village, Colorado. I posted it wrong on my Instagram. But anyways, I'll be at the Comedy Works South, which is Denver. It's Denver. Come to Denver, November 6th through 8th. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Hit the little bell if you want a reminder when these episodes come out. And share this. I would love it if you would share it with some people. Let's start some conversations. Let's start asking people about these things. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe fat people are being wronged on airplanes. Maybe it's good to be a black nationalist. Maybe Martin Luther King was wrong and Malcolm X was the good guy. I don't know. Send me your comments. Let me hear your feedback. Message me. Come to my shows. Talk to me. I am here for you. I love everyone. Peace. I'm out.